Hello, how are you doing? I know it might look like I'm shooting y'all a bird, but how y'all doing? Come on in. Monday. I got my greens on, and then they're gonna go in the freezer. I'm gonna cook them on this sofa, and then I'm gonna freeze them. And then I gotta go get corn. So I'm preparing myself for my Thanksgiving. How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Monday, honey. Happy Monday to you. I got them greens going. I'm finna put a lid on them. Hold on 1 second. Y'all come on in. Good morning to you. How do you do? Did you sleep good last night? Was your body snuggled tight? Did you rest like you should? Does your body feel good? Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. How do you do? Did you sleep good last night? Was your body snuggled tight? Did you rest like you should? Does your body feel good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hey, Willie. Hey, Say. Listen, y'all. Willie, I was in the shower. Then after that, the guy for my freezer had come. So I'm gonna call you back. Good morning. Y'all know I had an accident on Saturday. Happy Veterans Day. Monday is a powerful day. Amen, somebody. Queen, I made me a drink. Y'all can hear me? Ruth got her cake. Hallelujah. Ruth borrows. Won't God do it, Ruth? I'm so glad you got your cake. Yeah, she may have to go out and come back in. So I go to the doctor tomorrow concerning when they're going to put my device in my back. My finger is fine. I have pain, but I got a high tolerance for pain. They actually stuck a needle inside my finger because they had to deaden it because they said finger injuries will not stop bleeding. Then I didn't have nothing to stitch because it was all cut off. So I cut my finger off at the side. So I got my finger look like this, right? I got half a finger, right? I didn't cut to the bone. I almost did. That knife is sharp. And I wasn't paying no attention. And so they did something called, they blood clot freezed it. So they went in and put this mesh on it. And then they did it like you do to stop blood clots, right? And so I got a splinter. And I got some, like I took a shower. I got to change this dressing, but I didn't get it wet. You can do a lot with one hand. Stop messing with me. And all things work together because this is my week that I'm cutting off baking. I got 2 cakes to bake. And the rest of it is gone. I don't know how many, but I already got the 3 red velvets and the 2 German chocolates, right? But I think Jean P. Conley wanted a German. Mm-hmm. And then was it Patty Stiltner? Mm-hmm. Those are the 2. And then I had 2 people with German chocolate, and then I had 1. I don't even know if I meant red velvet. I don't know if all the red velvet sold or not. And then I got 2 caramel pounds. Well, 1 pound caramel pound left. I might keep it for my family. So you can still get you some lemon squares and brownies. Come on in. Come on. I'm fine. I got a high tolerance for pain. Now, I will start back up taking orders for cakes, but not until after Thanksgiving. I meant for Christmas, but not until my break, so that I can get everything I need to get done for Thanksgiving, and I can finish decorating my house. I started off pretty good, and there's some stuff that I wasn't able to find yet. So, yeah, Queen been here, and I want to thank Philip. Philip cut up these greens, y'all. All I had to do was scrub them. He cut them up. My husband bagged them and got them put away. And then today I'm pie boiling them and everything. So we're going to start shipping, and it's going to be it this week. So I don't want nobody to say they didn't get their cake on time. DL, what nuts are on the red velvet? Whatever I put on them, I think I put pecans. Typically, pecans are on red velvets. More likely, I don't never go by walnuts for red velvet cakes. I always do. Y'all hit the hearts. I don't know who want to screen record me this early. Do y'all know why Monday? Thank you. No, I can't do nothing for Thanksgiving. Yeah, Philip, he's a good son. I can't do nothing for Thanksgiving because I can't take a chance. This week is the last set of cakes I'm shipping before Thanksgiving because I don't want nobody to say they didn't get their stuff on time. And you want it in a timely manner, and I can't take that pressure. So I'm done for Thanksgiving. But I did get some of my stuff. Let me show y'all some of my stuff that we did get finished decorating. Behind me, I'm doing my greens. I'll show you. I already got them going, and they're going to go in the freezer. All right? I already got these things being worked out, baby. I'm working them out. I'm working them out. I'm working them out. Look at that big hunk of meat. Baby, I'm working them out. And when I get them, so far, I'm going to put them in the freezer. You don't have to wait the day of Thanksgiving and wear yourself out. And you can't enjoy your own Thanksgiving. No. I'm going to show y'all, I'm not through, and I got stuff I got to take back to Hobby Lobby. And this is some stuff, some stuff I had, so we just been pulling out stuff. So this is that's overage. So far, let me turn the light on. I ain't even finished. So far, that's what I got going on. All right. And I am going to finish up here on my little mantle. And I got to get some batteries. So I can't find my other little thing like that. So I got one. I didn't want to buy another one. My husband home today, huh?
All the trash.
When it's a whole set of stuff we ain't opening him from, and I'm working on my dining room. It'll leave her alone. So I'm working on my stuff for the holidays. I want to show y'all some merch. I want to show y'all some the merchandise. Some stuff you can get. So I'm working on some. Oh, I didn't get to show you this.
You gotta try it with the cookie though.
I'm gonna work on that. It'll get me some batteries.
What?
Right?
What batteries for what?
For this.
Oh, that takes batteries. What, the AAA? Put them in the shake.
I'm gonna make those are the cookies I'm gonna make y'all cream cheese pies with.
But that's good.
So I gotta
You get that at
just.
Walmart?
That's a centerpiece for here. Now I'll add a few more things here.
They got it at Walmart and
Alright.
too.
You shopping them expensive.
And so, yeah, honey. You know this man of mine gonna stick by me. He sticks by me like he sticks to me like a bird to a feather. Honey, we stick here. You and I.
Who told you that?
Oh, he said no man, he don't.
Who told you that? I can't find my little cup.
Y'all know y'all need one of these hoodies. Ain't they the cutest thing?
I cannot find my cup, man. It's driving me crazy, too.
Ain't an Ariana Grande, but it's a Tracey K.
Alright, let me go on here and get finished.
I think this is so nice. And also I got the aprons. And I got a book backpack.
What kind of battery that need, boy?
Which one?
Oh yeah, that's a huge pot though. Let me turn this around. Look how big that pot is on my eye. That's a big commercial pot. That's a big pot.
What kind of battery?
Lift it up. Lift it up on the bottom. Now let me tell y'all why Monday is so powerful. No, that Nikki did that. Ain't that cute? Lifted it. That's just my bread bowl. I gotta wipe it out. What does it tell you right here?
One of y'all children done stole my cup.
What does it say? You'll have to check it out.
Yeah, one of y'all kids done stole my cup.
Happy Veterans Day.
Who?
One of y'all kids done stole my cup.
Ain't nobody stole my
Happy
cup.
Veterans Day, y'all.
1.5 V double A.
Double A, okay. Yeah, one of y'all kids done stole my cup.
And the apron, okay, these are 75 and the aprons are 30.
The starting price is 75 depending on what size.
Yeah, the starting price, because when you start getting a 5 and 6, I'll take it out for me. You gotta wipe this out. You wipe this out for me. Depending on, like, every time you go up an X, it's more money. If you go to 4, 5, 6X, it's more money. Like the same way with any other t-shirt company. The more X's you get, you gotta add a little bit on the back end. Because they charge us more for every shirt that's got an X on it. So when you start putting like 2X, 3X, 4, 5, 6, they charge you for more. So let me tell you this. Monday is a very powerful day. Shut up, Joy Evans. I didn't find Santa's tongue. I don't know what happened. Look like I found something else from Santa.
Yeah.
What this thing look like to you?
Eating break.
Santa went on an eating break.
Yeah, I told you this guy.
So, I know today is Veterans Day, and I thank everybody for everything they done. But I want to talk to you. Shut up, Melanie Crawford!
My brother was in the military. He fought in the Iraq War.
He was in Afghanistan, wasn't he?
No, the first war.
Iraq. And I thought he went to Saudi Arabia, too.
He was
Okay.
My rap or something, I'm saying. You remember we went?
Yeah, but I thought he had went to.
No.
Uh,
But after that, boy, he got out of service. So April and I can turn it on right here by the switch.
I don't know what Santa's doing to me. Okay, I will leave it alone. I don't know where Santa's tongue at. Sherry Val. So, let me talk to you about Monday. Now, not just because it's Veterans Day, all right? It is Veterans Day, and people have served this country and served it well. Somebody said Kuwait, but it's because it takes a lot to start up. All right? Monday is powerful because it takes a lot to start up. Monday is the beginning of, hold on, let me read this comment. I sent an email, but I haven't received a response. Wanted to order brownies and a mini pound. Nicole Jones, I think you know why you didn't receive one. And I might have responded. But if you watch me, then you know why you didn't get no email this weekend. Amen, somebody? It is what it is. Some of y'all don't care about other folks and what's going on in their life. You only want what you want for you and yours. I'm sure you heard that I cut my finger, the top of my finger off. So, and we also explained to y'all that this week was going to be the last week. And come Monday, we take orders for brownies and lemon squares. So, I don't know what else. It's just like when people saw my finger, the first thing somebody said was put a glove on it and keep going. Baby, this ain't going to fit in no glove. Feel what I'm saying? So you didn't get a response? When will you go tip that lid for me? So I have to care for myself because it's obvious you don't care. Just tilt it. So some of it will be up. Yeah. Let's set it down. Tilt it. Take it. Lift it up. Tilt it. Tilt it. Look, tilt go like this, Wayne. There you go. Leave it like that.
It's mine.
Probably, Jeanette. Can I get back to my... I can't talk to y'all no more. I'm about to stop with these cakes because I can't talk. I cannot talk to y'all. Y'all won't let me have my conversation. Eddie said, have my conversation. I'm not going to talk about no cakes and stuff right now. I'm going to start in a minute. Just let me get this little bit of part out. Thank you, Jeanette. The tip, they couldn't do nothing with no tip. They couldn't put it back on. They had to, because I cut it like a bias cut. And I almost cut my bone, so they can't do nothing with that. They couldn't stitch it. I didn't have nothing to stitch, so they had to bond it with clotting stuff. That's how it looked. Okay, so let's get back to it. Hold on. Why did Keisha Perkins, why you telling her to check her inbox? I didn't tell her to check her inbox. Nicole Jones, whoever Keisha Perkins is, I'm going to go ahead and ban and block her because I don't know why she's telling you to check your inbox. So I banned and blocked her. Do not check your inbox because I don't know who that person is and she does not represent me. All right? Very good. So whoever it was that told you to check your inbox, I banned her, Nicole Love, and I blocked her. All right? And yes, you can order some brownies. I'll look out there and see what I got. I banned and blocked her because I'm not going to let nobody. Let me tell y'all something. There is no Mama's Tracey's page. Listen, I'm not giving out no money to everybody. I ain't even a millionaire. How can I give everybody that watch me money? No, I can't do that. So y'all gotta start thinking for yourselves. I can only protect you so far. Monday is powerful because it's a startup day. You got to start up. It's a whole new week for us, even though our week starts on Sunday. Monday is powerful. Monday is a day that we have to embrace. Monday is a day that we have to expect that the whole week rides on how my week begins. Monday begins our week, and for some of us, it might be the second day of our work. Monday is a day where a lot of times we look at it as, I got to deal with another set of days that follow behind this day. I prepare for Monday. On Sunday, I start relaxing because I know on Monday I got to go to work. On Sunday, I start to chill. On Sunday, I start to prepare for Monday. On Sunday, I start getting my clothes out. On Sunday, I get ready for Monday. Here's the thing, though. I never know if I'll make it to Monday, but I'm always preparing more for Monday than I am preparing for any other day. I will prepare for Monday, and I didn't prepare for Sunday. Let me tell you how the enemy will do. On Saturday, the enemy will start messing with your strength so that you don't want to go to church on Sunday. On Saturday, the enemy will have you so tired. By the time you go to bed, you tell yourself you can't go to church on Sunday. But on Sunday, after he done convinced you that you can't go to church, you get up and you prepare for Monday. Monday is a prepared day that we don't even like. Have you ever prepared something for somebody that you don't like? A lot of times Monday is the most hated day. It's the day that you wish that you had a longer weekend. Monday is the day that takes away from the weekend. Monday is a reminder that you've had all the days that you're going to have off. Now, we're just talking about Monday. Now, I used to do this thing called Monday. Monday is where we reached in and we reached deep and we blessed somebody. Well, we know how we felt the day we woke up after the election. We know how we felt after someone had to win. We know what it looks like. It's unfortunate that we saw for sure that our judicial system is broken. We knew all along, at least I did, that 47 never did. They found him guilty, but they never sentenced him, because you're not going to sentence a president. This is a good reminder that you can run for president with criminal background charges and you've been found guilty, just as long as you have not been sentenced. This is a good reminder. Now the precedent has been set. Now you can't judge Obama for just smoking a little weed. You can't judge Clinton for taking Monica on a good old trip. Because we have sit here and we have took our own criminal system and let us know that as long as I haven't been sentenced, I can have a lot of things facing me. I can become the president of the United States of this here America. We didn't like it, but we prepared for whatever. We feel some type of way because we know this shouldn't be, because we lowered our standards in America. A president used to have moral values and they had to have standards. We had a high precedence for our presidents. Well, here it is Monday. Here we go Monday. Now this is a holiday. The banks are closed. The Georgia Power, all those places that you pay your lights and your water. The saddest thing about it is he was found guilty. Amen. And the saddest thing about it is that's what America does. The judicial system is not made up for people that are poor, a low income. It's made up for the rich people to get away with stuff. Good morning, Tina. That's who it's made up for. They can change our laws anytime they want to. They can break the laws anytime they want to. They can do what they want to. We got people in prison for 15 and 20 years for selling weed. We got people in prison for premeditated murder, but they gonna let the Menendez brothers have a trial. They think they done served long enough. You know how many people are in prison because they killed their molesters, but you think these boys deserve to be out. Now, their mama didn't molest them. So I'm trying to figure out cold-blooded murder to their mamas. They shouldn't get out. But we're talking about Monday, aren't we? Because Monday is a day that we prepare for. Monday is the day that we don't even care for, but we prepare for it. Monday is the day that we got to walk into it, whether we like it or not. Monday starts our pay week. If you don't show up, you're going to be a day short on your pay week. Monday begins it, Sunday ends it. Now, if I was living in Israel or over there in the Africa continent, Sunday begins their work week. That's why they don't do nothing on Saturday. Some people don't understand what the Sabbath is. They're not in church. They're not in church. See, they want to go take P. Diddy money. They want to go take R. Kelly money. But they want to make Netflix make movies for the Menendez brothers. And then they're going to get him off. They're going to get them off. But we can't get Peanut and Juicy out for just selling weed. 15 years. That's why I like, if y'all ever watch American Gangster, Trap Queen, you'll see what Obama, he expunged this lady. They had given this lady 15 years for crack. Or was it 30 years for crack? And somebody else had more drugs than her, got 10 years because it was coke. And Obama said, you giving this woman 30 years of her life for selling some crack. But all these kilos of cocaine, this man is only getting 10 years. And they said because cocaine is pure. You think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? I took her off Deacon Calvin. That was disrespectful because she don't know what my husband got, so she blocked. Amen, somebody.
What am I supposed to have?
Some lady on here said this looked like your thing. Nasty. She got blocked. And so he got her out of prison before he was done. He saved that lady's life. He said, if you gonna give this lady 30 years when crack comes from cocaine. So you got to pay close attention to the games that the rich people play. All right? Rich people play games and they play with your emotions. I'm trying to stay. I'm going to go the way I'm just going to be led the way I need to go. So if you telling me, because Whitney Houston told you, she said crack was whack. So we know powder is a rich man's drug. Because we have to break it down in another way in order to afford it. We got to break it down. We got to crystallize that thing, because sniffing it like this, it ain't gonna work for us. We will be broker than a ghost, than a she-hank. And but we're the ones that they decided to cook it and put it on the streets, right? So he was like, that's not right. And what am I telling you? I'm saying because it's not right. We had grounds where we could have got plenty more people to run to make America look better because of our judicial system is looking really raggedy. It's looking really bad. You see what I'm saying? It's looking really bad. Because now you send a message out to anybody else that want to run for president of the United States. You send a message out. And that message is you can have a raggedy past and you can be found guilty long as you have not been sentenced. And of course now they're dropping all the charges because you're not going to sentence a president. So that was taxpayers' money that was wasted. That was time wasted. And now the lady that went through all that trouble in Atlanta, they ain't doing nothing but picking at her. They ain't doing nothing but ruining that lady's life. Because they knew all along they wasn't going to do nothing with them trumped up charges. They weren't going to do nothing. And you got kids right now in prison that could be out. And when they do their time, they should have the right to vote and get back on their feet. So you should give people an opportunity. If you're going to retry the men that did, brothers, then retry the man that was selling crack. Retry the boy that's in prison for weed. Retry a lot of these crimes that are not white-collar crimes that could be over with. Quit banning people from their county because they sold. You'll never go after the big people because America's built on drugs too. You know, we built on pharmaceuticals. Everybody. That's how we keep afloat. Is that all right? Mm-hmm. So, there's so much I could show y'all and teach y'all. But you have to pay very close attention. Some of y'all kids are out here and they're going to get so much more time for doing the same thing a rich person's kid did. But your child, you're going to have to go put money on his books a little bit longer. Todd and Julie should be released. I don't think they should be released. I like Todd and Judy, but they didn't release Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes did 4 years for tax evasion. Why should they be released? Martha Stewart did time again, stealing money from the government, and she came out and had a show. She came out and had a show with Snoop Dogg. See what I'm saying? This is what I do for people like you. I don't have time for y'all. We over here are minding our business and we love it over here. So, you know, I'm just in a blocking mood. So, no, I don't think they should get out. I guarantee you that they're complaining about accommodations. They're going to probably end up putting them in one of those real nice, expensive prisons that you put rich people in, where they on vacation like Martha Stewart, where they got tennis courts. They'll put them in something like that. But Todd is supposed to have 7 years. And Judy is supposed to have, Todd got 12 years, I think. And Judy is supposed to have 7. 7 do 3. 3.5. Something like that. So, there again, we start feeling sorry for them, but they don't feel sorry for us. I don't know why you think she should be free or he should be free. Yes, we like they show, but they left Atlanta, Georgia, running from paying taxes, and they moved to Nashville. And they probably got the money that they could have paid but they didn't want to release it. Some people, let me tell you, the Great Depression is people that could not accept that they may have to be poor. They could not accept that they may have to live like me and like you. And they unlived them own selves. They lost their minds because it was a crash. Now, we know time and history repeats itself. So, you know, we got to have another Great Depression, worse than the one before. Because money is what made people regret to this day who you going to put in that office, because you're not going to make none. Let me tell you something. I don't know if America was ready for a woman or not, but I know we had other choices. And I know that each party could have put somebody else in there. Right? You see what I'm saying? Kendra Robinson, how you talking about? I don't understand what that means. How you talking about? Yeah, they let greed run their life. Tamara Ferguson, they let greed run their life. So, because they were looking at the numbers and the money, and they've been told a certain thing. See, one thing y'all got to understand, we cannot lower our interest rates. But only so long. When you lower your interest rates, that lets you know that your economy is in trouble. And we can only lower the houses so low. That's how we ended up having a recession where Obama walked into that recession. All right? You got to understand where your strong points are on Wall Street and in the United States of America. Would I want to buy a house right now? No. And what's going to happen is all these people that are buying houses, all these people that's buying houses right now, it's ridiculous. Some people are paying $3,200 on mortgages. You can't borrow that from somebody. You get behind 1 month, you messed up. That's why I told y'all to keep grandmama's house. Do not sell your property. Keep your grandmama's house. Get in there, fix it up, patch the floors up. I don't care what. Get you some paste up the hole in the ceiling. Because things are finna get really bad. And you cannot force this economy. You better get somewhere whose house is paid for. Move in and live together to make it. You better figure it out. If you got 3 bedrooms and you sisters, y'all better get together and live together. The rent is ridiculous. Even in the housing authority, people are paying $1,200 and $1,300 a month for a project. You feel what I'm saying? We got to know what our foundation, our principles, what things are built upon in America. And right now, you getting less square footage. Some people buying old houses. Old houses. And they still got stucco on the ceilings and everything. And they went in there and painted your walls some type of gray. Laid some flooring down, changed the toilets, changed the ceiling fans. And you done paid them $300 and something thousand for a house. Some of these houses, they throwing them up on cement slabs. The foundations have not settled. Some of the wall is pulling away from the ground. You can't get nobody to halfway build your house on a crawl space. They just want the slab, and if the slab, you got to break it open. You got to understand what we're dealing with. And I know I said I was going to go on to Monday. But black people used to living together. Yeah. There are some houses that you look around and people in your neighborhood paid $150 for. You in the same neighborhood and you just paid $300 and something, $400. Interest rates, taxes. Your taxes 2-3 years ago was $1,500. Now this year your taxes is $3,200. And they forcing middle class from buying. We can't afford it. So what happens is if we keep buying and we keep buying what we can't afford, we can't even sell them no more realtors. You know why? Because they got these big companies that's buying in bulk. So when I go to the courthouse the first Tuesday of the month to cry out for the bank, I ain't got nothing to cry out. I can't say partial 1, 2, 3, 4, lot 67, district 3, section 7 of Rangeville County, 222-777 Milton Street, 3000000. I can't cry out nothing. Said record, amount of money due, $130,000. Going to what bank? Wells Fargo, crying out for this. I can't do it because they buying us in bulk. China buying us out. They own more than us than we own ourselves. They got all these companies and they coming through. And they buying them in bulk. And it's so sad. If I got to turn around here and pay $3,200, I was talking to a lady last night and she told me her rent was $3,200 before she paid her light and her gas. And she's paying rent. She said, I sold my home and I made good money on the sale of my home. But now I can't find nothing because everything's so high. You see what I'm saying? So, if our kids are out here buying with 7 and 8% interest rate, depending on your credit score, so everything ain't 6, depending on your credit score, our children will be back home before long. They'll be back home before long because they can't afford it. You paid 100,000 people moving in your neighborhood but if they had any sense, they go ahead and sell, because now they're moving in your neighborhood for 300,000. You got $200,000 that you don't have to pay taxes on because it's your homestead. If you sell it and move back home and everybody make it together, I don't know why people can't live. I lived at home till I married. You live at home, do what you gonna do. When you come home, you come home. You go to work. It's the same thing. You lay your head down. You do whatever you're going to do. And you keep it moving. My husband, he back in the gym, y'all. Won't God do it? Yeah, he went back to the gym. He back pumping his weights. He back pumping up the volume. You know what I'm saying? Rolling with the homies. No. We're not selling. Sell your house to get a mortgage, but some of our kids could sell and make money to help start their future if they move back home. That's what I'm saying. And interest rates are just they're all over the place. I bought my house in 2012, 2 years ago at the age, not 2 years ago, because 2012 wasn't just 2 years ago, at the age of 26 at 6.99, and I just refinanced to be at 5.625. I'm blessed to be able to afford it, and my house is $2,000K. The prices are crazy. I'm confused. Corzell. No, he said it. He wrote it. He said, I bought my house in 2012. Then he said 2 years ago at the age of 26. So he bought a 2000 house. His house is a 2012 house. 2 years ago, he had an interest rate of 6.99. He refinanced it because he got interest rates of 5.62. I bought my 2012 house. Now here he said his house is a 2010, but he just got some typos on it. But you know, I remember with Son and Kelby, they paid $115 for their house with 3% interest, 3.75. And it's a townhouse that's 1,600 square feet. Both of them got 2 masters with 2 master baths and a half bath. And an open concept. Because I got it for them during the time right before Obama left office in 2017. They got good equity. But it's hard. And I know that our kids are using credit cards to make it. They are having to use credit cards to be able to afford their bills. That's how they're doing it. So the house was built in 2012. I bought it 2 years ago. I was 24, and that's good. That's why my kids, they were in their 20s when they bought their, because I knew there was no use for them to go out and rent. Kelby kept wanting to go rent. You was just going to give money away. So credit cards right now is something that people have no other choice. I mean, I'm not trying to be smart, but some people just have to use that card. I even know a couple of people, they put a lump sum. There are some people actually had a cheaper interest rate to switch over some of their stuff and put it on a credit card than to pay it like they were paying it. There are some people that will go in and pay their mortgage and their principal. They put 10 and 20,000 on their credit card and paid that much on their principal, on the principal, so that they could pay the house off early. And then they paid on their credit card. It was cheaper. It was cheaper. So just say your house was $120,000. They went in and paid $20,000 on principal. You know how many years that knocked off? And so then because see, if you pay on that principal, because all the rest of it is interest. You buy a $300,000 house right now. When you get through paying for it, you're gonna be done paid them 900 and something thousand almost. You're gonna triple what you paid for the house by the time you do 30 years with interest. So when you look at that paperwork and you look down there, and you be like, this $300,000, but it says in 30 years when I pay this off, I would have paid the bank back $785,000. Pay on your principal. Pay on your principal. If you can pay every month, if you can pay an additional $200 on your principal, you're knocking years off. If you can go back and refinance it, don't go back and refinance for 30 years. If you can handle it, go back. Like if you done been in that house and you've been in it for 5 years, but you ain't paying up an interest, then go back and refinance it. And this time, knock it down to a 15-year. Knock it down. Yeah, it triples. Knock it down. Pay on that principal. That's going directly to what you borrowed. The rest of it is interest. And make sure you don't have a penalty. Make sure you're not penalized. Make sure you're not penalized if you pay your mortgage off early. And some of you old people are doing reverse annuitized mortgages. My finger it's all right. It's not throbbing right now. I have a high tolerance for pain. I just squeezed my husband's hand as they stuck that needle inside to numb it and everything. When the numbing wore off, it was pretty rough. But there's a lot of older people are having to do a reverse annuitized mortgage. Those that still have, so that they can get the equity and the interest out their house and live off of it. And if something happens to them, the family got a right to pay the bank off or let it go into foreclosure. But that's what a lot of older people are doing. They're like, I got to live while I'm living. What did you say? I bought my house 3 years ago this month, and I did a 5-year mortgage and half down. See, you already was ready, Darlene Hunt. You were already ready. A lot of people can't put half. That's what our cultures are doing. We are the only ones not doing it because no one is telling us the secret. But you are a blessing. I can tell you how to get debt free. I paid this house off at the age of 45. 56. This, you can cut it. A good name is better than riches. You can put down, hold on, what did she say? You can put down interest on a modular home. I'm talking about paying on your principal, not your interest. That's the key. I'm talking about your taxes. Make sure if you over the age of 64, I think, 64, 65, that you're getting your tax exemption and that you're not paying school tax. Now, I don't know what state you live in. I can't tell you all of that, Monica Carter, right here, right now. It's a process. And I can't tell you because everybody's debt free is different. Your debt to income ratio is different than Crystal Katie Wooten's. I don't even know what all your debt is aimed toward. You get what I'm trying to say? Some people's debt is wasteful. They ain't got nothing but debt on iPhones, buying Teslas, things like that, student loans. And did you know if you go out to buy a house right now and your student loans, just say your student loans is over 100,000 and you done deferred them, we still gonna look at that and say you got to pay back $1,000 to $1,500 a month because we take 10% of what you owe and we look at it like that. Well, more than 10%, but you get what I'm saying. And we look at it and say, if you were not in deferment, you would be paying $1,000 to $1,500. So that may cause you not to be able to buy a house. All states are different, period. Not just with taxes. All states are different, period. Tennessee don't even do state tax, but Georgia does state tax. But we're not talking about that type of tax, okay? We're talking about taxes on your land, okay? Because we're dealing with a house right now, okay? You got tangible and intangible, all right? So we're not talking about your state taxes, all right, or your federal taxes. We're talking about the taxes that make up your mortgage, all right, which is your interest rate and the taxes that you got to pay on the property that you're purchasing. How high your taxes are, your land taxes. That's what we're talking about. And I can't tell you that because every state is different. And I also can't tell you how to get debt free when I don't know how much and why you in debt. Some of y'all pay almost $1,000 a month in cell phones. And if you think about it, I want you to go to AT&T, T-Mobile, and find out how much that iPhone costs. Property taxes are different, period. But I mean, I can't keep going back and forth with you because you know this already. We all know because I may have more land than you. Plus, you may be living in a low-income area, and your taxes are not higher than the taxes on my side of town. You do know that. Even in your zip code, you have something that's called area codes. Okay? Here, it may 201, 202, 203, 204. You get what I'm saying? And those area codes are based on, I hate to say it, but if you got mobile home parks, trailer parks in your area code, depending on the amount, the volume of sales of the houses that is in that area code. Not just the zip code. You know what I'm saying? They do that kind of with kids in school too. Some of them put your kids in group 701, 702, 703. 703 could be spared, but they ain't gonna tell you that. So they take all the kids now and filter them in the same classroom, because even if they spared, they gotta still be introduced into their level of learning. You understand what I'm saying? In the state of Georgia, we don't pay taxes on nothing we make. When you live in your house for 2 years, that's your homestead. So we don't pay taxes on any of the money we make off of it. If you got your interest rate locked in, Wanda Clark, you're good, period. Not for a while. Don't refinance. Because the interest rates will never be that low again. Those are 2.75 and 2% interest rates. Those were Afghanistan. Those were war interest rates. I was almost debt free at the end of 2023, but my mom passing in February, I'm so far from where I need. Well, you know what we need to do? We need to get life insurance. You need to get life insurance, because we all gonna leave him. And what you don't want to do is get set back, because you don't. It don't help. I have to pay double for living on a corner house. I don't live where you live, baby. I keep telling you, every state is different. You're talking, Delisa, I don't know. See, if you live in Chicago, if you live in Detroit, yeah, you're going to pay street taxes. We don't pay street taxes in Georgia. You paying for 2 streets because you're on the corner. We don't do that here. All right? That's the same way. New York is set up different. People in upstate New York, in some areas, they own their land and their houses. But if you're in the bureaus and some other parts of upstate, you rent your land. You don't own it. Gene can tell you that. You rent it. You own your house, but you don't own the land. You pay the city rental property. If you're in Ohio, then you're going up north. That happens in Ohio. That happens in Chicago. That happens in Detroit. The Midwest. That happens. You pay 2 street taxes. We don't do that here. When I sell people from Detroit and stuff and Chicago, they always saying, I don't want no corner lot. I don't want to pay 2 street taxes. I said, we don't do that. And then the thing about it is you pay property tax for property that you rent. You pay property taxes on land you don't own. And make sure you get you some good burial insurance. That's important. And we got to send April McKinney and them stuff out this week too. I want to get all my little gifts out when I get the baby. You have to realize that we pay, black people pay higher insurance premiums anyway on life insurance. They never changed it. Nobody is getting in touch with their insurance commissioner to ask them, why is black people still paying higher premiums? And I'm going to tell you why. They said we were prone more to high blood pressure. High blood pressure and diabetes. But I don't understand. We're not prone to skin cancer. But they have never changed it. See, there are so many things we should be fighting for. They have never changed it. And we sit around here and but we got enough time to know if you got little kids, they can ride you. If you got a baby, go ahead and automatically put your baby on your insurance policy as a rider until you can afford to get insurance on your baby. Some people are millionaires because they got insurance on family members. Some people got insurance on family members right now that they don't even know. Some people got insurance on their family members that's thugging because they know that something gonna happen and somebody gonna call the family to bury them. Let me tell you something. People use GoFundMe's and stuff. It's not my responsibility to help you with how you want to live. It's not my responsibility to bury your loved ones. You don't want nobody to tell you nothing about how when they terrorizing the neighborhood, that's my child. Better nobody say nothing to my child. But soon as your child die, you do a GoFundMe or a lemonade, and then you want people to contribute, and if they don't, you mad at somebody when you knew how you want to live is how you want to live. It ain't up for me to bury you. It ain't up for me to do the things you need to do for yourself. It ain't. I didn't do one GoFundMe to do my kitchen over. I didn't do one lemonade. Because if I can't do it, then I shouldn't do it. If I turn this camera off right now and go, which I am going to go get in, probably lay around. But I got some stuff to do because we got to ship out tomorrow. If I do that, I'm basing it on, my dad always taught me, he said, never get too in debt in case one of y'all go down. Make sure you don't have two car notes at the same time. My father taught me that. He was my financial advisor. He showed me how to stretch my money. He said, don't do that. Never do that. He said, because if one of you go down, if you know you can handle the bills without your husband, a lot of people in the family can't stand each other. You mad at your cousin, your sister, because you want them to help you bury your child, their nephew. They can't do it. They told you Bud was bad. Bud running the street, disrespectful to everybody in the community. You knew something was going to happen. You knew it. That's just like right now. I'm sitting up here with these greens. Let me show y'all these greens. I'm getting ready. I'm not going to wait last minute for Thanksgiving. Who going to come in here and help me? Nobody. I'm about ready to get these things to a certain level and turn them off and cool them off. And when Thanksgiving Day come, cook them just a little while. And that'll be out the way. Chicken and dressing, I already got some. I just need to work up some more. Put it in the freezer. Don't cook it. Put that in the freezer. You don't have to wait last minute. Monday is a hard day because Monday is a day that we prep. We prepare for Monday. Monday makes us get up and move. Do you know it's hard to get up and move? A lot of times we just don't want to move. We don't want to move. You don't have to wait till Thanksgiving Day. Ain't nobody gonna help you cook. This generation don't want to learn how to cook like we cook. And cut up greens. And clean them. The next thing is I got to start prepping. I got to get my corn together. I got to go see what I can find on some stuff. I got to start preparing to do work on my sweet potato pies. I got to make a vanilla cake with chocolate ice. I got to do my own family stuff. Who gonna feel sorry for me? You think my family care? Do you think my family telling me you ain't got to do nothing? Cause my finger like this, child. They gave me extra footing and stuff to cover this back up. And they told me, I think tomorrow I can unwrap this for a little bit at a time. But they told me if I start feeling too much pain, go ahead and wrap it back up. Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry. You think these people care? If they done paid for their cake, if I don't send their money back, you think they praying right now, Lord, let her be able to make my cake, at least mine. Because that's how people are. They don't care about nobody but themselves. So that's why I knew to stop off what I was doing. And we got to start doing better. We people of color got to learn this stuff, that these generational curses got to be broke. Now they'll get their to-go plates and they'll load them up. If you send them back home with what they bring, they'll be mad. You can't get mad at nobody because they don't want to bury your children. You know you need an insurance. And it's best to get insurance on kids when they're babies. then you can get $100,000 insurance policy on your baby and only pay $23 a month. Whole life. Don't fool with term. Term is good for 20 years. I used to work for an insurance company. Term is good for 20 years at a time. It's going to jump up. And then they can't deny you when you reach a certain age. They can just cancel your term insurance and ain't nothing you can do about it. I converted everything to whole life. I'm not trying to make nobody rich, but I also don't want my family out here asking nobody to put me in the ground. So we have a lot to be thankful for. Whole life is better than term any day. Whole life is better because you got cash on it. If you get a baby an insurance policy when they 1 year old, by the time that child graduates from high school and college, they have like $16,000 worth of equity, real money that they can get. You can cash in a whole life policy. You can cash in a whole life policy. Term is just what it's called. Term is what it's called. Oh no, honey, my people call asking me, oh, I heard you hurt your finger, but what you bringing for Thanksgiving? They don't care. Whole life. We don't call it permanent life. It's called whole life insurance. That's what your insurance company calls it, whole and term. Permanent, we don't use that terminology, so I don't want to throw nobody off thinking there's something else. It's whole life. The life of a person. You pay a little bit more for it, but if you get it early, then that's what it is. Hold on, let me see what somebody's saying. My sister died in July. Her 3 kids sold her house and everything she owned. I thought it was the dumbest thing you could do. That's what they do, Darlene. Her people would sell your stuff off like it don't mean nothing, but they gonna regret it. You should have held on to that house. I'm here to tell you right now, folks, they can't live a certain way. Folks are too materialistic, and they don't listen to older people. I listen to my mom. I listen to everything that she said. And my mama was right, you know. And I'm here to tell y'all right now, y'all better take heed. And y'all better listen. Look at here, ain't this a cute pillow? How about these lashes? Because y'all better listen, because what's going to happen is when things get so bad and all these houses start going into foreclosure, and when your HOAs go up because people are behind and they got to catch up those HOA dues and fees, somebody got to pay it when all these houses foreclose, just to say you live a certain way, you giving that much money away when you could come on and build a wing to your mother's house. You could build onto your mom's house. My cousin built on her mom's house. She built a living room, 2 bedrooms, and 2 baths. And she used her mama's kitchen. Because when she cooked for everybody. And you walk down the hallway, and there's a door. When you open that door, which you can't open it without a key. But when you open, it's like walking down this hallway. Past my guest bedroom. Walking past the hallway. When you open it up, it opens up to her living room. She got a bedroom over here with a bath. And she got another one for her daughter. And she stayed there. And she raised her child there. And she was able to send her child to college to become a doctor. See, that Rose said her house paid for. She lived in a house that's been paid for. She lived in her mother's house. Thank you, Denise Foley. Right now, this house is on an acre of land. Kelby and son could sell their house. I got a house out back that's 900 and something square feet. They could go out there, take the roof line up, and open it up. That's big as some first starter homes. Well, they stuck here with us, but they need to be stuck right now. But they could be having a fat savings to get on their feet. Because to be honest with you, we are being manipulated. They didn't make that Tesla for no rich man. If I'm that rich, I don't need no car to drive me. I'll pay for a driver. I can go to Africa right now, and for $400 a month, I can give it a driver, a babysitter, I can get a housekeeper. You see what I'm saying? I can get a cook. The people in Africa make $100 a month. That's why a lot of people are going to Africa. Depending on what part of Africa, what tribe you're from, some part of Africa is giving you land if you can prove that you're connected to that tribe in that part of Africa. There was a black lady in the United States. You have to look it up on YouTube. She did her background, her history, ancestry DNA, and she went and she did research, and they were giving away 2 acres of land to each person. She showed that she came from there, her bloodline. They gave her the land. She then turned around and built this like 4,000 square foot house for like $75,000. And they got a little gate and everything going around, and different people are going and doing that. My family has 50 acres in Alabama. Oh, that is good. And niece and nephew have a double wide trailer on our land. That's good. That's good. But these cars is a waste of money. You can pay a funeral home every month for a burial plan. I don't need to pay no funeral home for no burial plan. You need to sustain yourself. And you do not have to turn your insurance policy to the funeral home. The funeral home can't do nothing with your insurance policy. If somebody in your family die, you go sit around that table. They don't need to know how much insurance you got. They just need you to sign who's responsible for this bill. That's how your business get in the streets. The people from the funeral home be talking. You done ran up there with your whole policy. Look in the see the chest. I got a policy. I think I got one in there for 50 and one in there for 25,000 and one for 5. No, you do not take your policy. They cannot do nothing with your insurance policy. Nobody can do nothing with nothing until your death certificate come back. When they ask you how many death certificates, baby, go ahead and order you 10. The first one is $25. After that, they $5 a piece. If they got a pension, you're going to need an original one. Depending on how many insurance policies, each insurance policy is going to need an original. Y'all understand what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? No, Tawanda Thomas. No, you right. No, you right. But I'm saying you don't have to. Get at least 10, especially depending on your life. Because the first one is $25, and after that, they $5. So, Social Security, your pension, insurance. You got them with. I got mine with different companies. Each one of them gonna need it. You might need, one of your kids may need something. You're going to need an original to take the house and everything out of your husband's name or your wife's name. You got to have that. You got to go to see an attorney. You got to get an original for that. You got to have an original death certificate for the will to be read. So it's going to take anywhere from 5 to 7. I told my daughter she could put a tiny house on my property because she pays over $2,000 in rent. I'm telling you. And I'm going to tell you about them tiny houses. Now, I ain't talking about no shed. But them tiny houses, when they get through with them, they make sure they put your kitchen in. They do everything. They have your electrical, your plumbing. All you got to do is hook up to the septic tank or wherever your plumbing. If you on septic tank, all you got to do is hook in. They will, the underground wiring, they'll have everything ready for you. They got your storage, where you store stuff. You can pull the steps out. Each step you walk out, when you pull it out, there's storage in there. They'll show you how to keep your pots and pans. They'll put a storage thing underneath your tiny house. And so when you open the floor, kind of like the people that live in Alaska off the grid, they have a what we call a dungeon, right? That's their freezer. And they have a dungeon. The funeral home may need the policy in black and white, but they don't need it, period. They don't need it, period. I know that for a fact. No disrespect, Pastor Renee. They don't need it at all, Nicole Renee. They don't need it. All they need to know is who paying for the funeral. The insurance, the funeral home can't do nothing without the death certificate. So you bringing your policy, they don't need it. Long as you know you can afford to pay that insurance and you're going to be the responsible party, they going to look for their check. Now, when my daddy died, we didn't wait on insurance. We just wrote a check. So when she got through and gave us our total, we wrote a check at the table. But everybody can't write a check at the table. They don't need to see your stuff at all. They don't have to see it. I don't care if you manage a funeral home. People need to know their rights. You don't have to see my policy. Because I can pay cash. And I don't have to show you my bank statement. If you don't want my business, when I sign for it, come on, because you got liability insurance. You're a funeral home. You just said you manage one. So you know I'm not lying. That may be your standard. That may be how y'all run y'all home, but it ain't mandatory. And you cannot make me show you my policy. And it ain't no such thing in black and white. A policy is a policy, right? I'm going to bring my policy. But the thing about it is that I can file for my own. I got to have a death certificate to get it anyway. And they going to send a check to me, not to y'all. So they don't split my insurance and say, we going to send this to Lala Funeral Home because they checked to make sure she had insurance. I could still be dirty and not pay you. Body out in the ground, what you going to do, dig it up? No, you got liability. When will you turn that center aisle out for me? I done cooked them greens long enough. I know. You do not. I don't have to bring my policy. Now, some insurance funeral homes can deny you. And some funeral homes will let you have a funeral and don't have the body in that casket. It'll be a closed casket. I know somebody that the family owed the funeral home, and the funeral home told them they weren't delivering the body until they brought their money because they didn't pay for a funeral prior to this funeral. But I know for a fact because I didn't show my daddy's. Because we paid for it. We paid cash for it. We did have insurance. But we went on and paid her because we had the money. And so I just wrote a check. But I don't have to. That is not a requirement. And that's a HIPAA violation. So y'all might want to stop doing it. Because if you come tell me you can't service me unless I show you my policy, that's a HIPAA violation. And on top of that, the insurance company
You know, I don't have to do that. I'm just being real, y'all. I'm just keeping it 100. I used to work for an insurance company. I know that. And that's what Kelby works for. She works for an insurance company. I don't have to show you my information. I don't have to tell you nothing. All I need to know is how much that funeral gonna be. And if I sign for it, I'm telling you, I'm gonna pay you. Either you trust I'm gonna pay you, or we don't have no dealings. Because see, too many people find out what you got on your insurance policy, and they run your policy up. They run it up. Now they want to upgrade your casket. Now they want a vault, and they done put a sealer in there. Now they want this. Now they want you to put a liner. Now this spray is costing, it was $700 spray. Now the spray is $1,500. Before you thought I didn't have insurance, you were going to do my programs for $2 a program. Now you're doing them for $3 a program. You just going to run it up. Next thing I know, I'll be sitting there rocking. And you telling me, for this dead body that didn't give me $10,000 in their life, I got to give you $10,000. Because you know I got a $100,000 policy. No. The cheapest way you can put them in there, can you embalm them and wrap them in a sheet like Jesus? Whichever way, can you? And another thing, quit taking the funeral home them folks dentures. Funeral homes do not put the teeth in dead folks' mouth. They take them dentures and they stick them on the side of their body. Get their wedding ring off. That real gold. Hold on, let me see what she... I can speak on the firm I work for. We don't talk payment or insurance until everything's set aside and bill created. I still do not have to show you my policy, Pastor Nicole Renee. Now, your practice at your funeral home is your practice. If I sit down at that table with you, Pastor Renee, and them eyelashes can only be so long because we got to glue them eyes down and that mouth. Mm-hmm. They got to bond them, okay? So, no, I didn't miss your comment. What I said was, I don't have to show you my policy. When we sit down with you all at the table, you calculate everything up and you give me my payment. You tell me that each hearse, each funeral car is going to run me $150 a car. You're going to tell me how much the spray is, how many programs I'm ordering, how many pictures. That's going to determine, are they going to be in color, are they going to be in black and white, so forth, and this and that. You show me everything, how much the embalming fee is, how much they costing to dress them, do the makeup and the hair. All that is laid out, right? Because we got one of the best funeral homes. I think our funeral home where I live, Bridget got the best funeral home. I don't have to show Bridget my insurance at all. I don't have to. And even if you verify my insurance, that don't mean I'm going to pay you. See, that's what you don't understand. That does not mean I got to pay you. You don't understand. They're not going to send my insurance check to your funeral home. They're going to send it to me. Have you ever known an insurance company, if you ain't got a mortgage, have you ever known them to make your insurance payable to the person that's going to do the work on your house? They're going to send it to you. No, that is a guaranteed fact, Dr. Herbert. I'm telling you right now, that's a HIPAA. I don't have to show you my policy. I don't have to. See, that's what y'all don't get. That's a practice at that funeral home. That is not a mandate requirement. I don't have to show you how much I have on a policy. I could have 5 policies. So let me ask you a question. So I only got to show you one policy. And you telling me that policy that I show you got to add up to what you billing me? And if it don't, then what? The next question you going to ask me is who going to pay the difference? And I'm going to say, I'm signing for the difference. But what you don't know is, that's why I ordered 7 obituaries. Because I only brought you the policy that was $5,000. But I have one for $50. I have one for $75. I have one for $30. And they at different companies. All you gonna ask me is, okay, you can cover 5,000. Who covering the rest? I know I'm right. That practice at that funeral, that's why I love the funeral home. That's why I love our funeral home. Because I'm not going to let you see my policy to run my bill up. And that's one thing I love about our funeral home. She don't never ask you for your policy. You can bring it and she'll look at it. But it ain't required. And you don't believe me? Call your insurance commissioner of your state. And you ask your insurance commissioner of your state, do I have to show my insurance do I have to show the funeral home my insurance? They can send the check there, but the check gonna be in my name, Dr. Herbert Carter. I'm not crazy. That check is coming to me or somebody in trouble, because I'm the beneficiary of that policy. The same way you can do work on my house and you can go put a lien on my house, but the insurance company gonna send me the money. If my house catch on fire and it's paid for and I got you doing the work, the insurance company sending me the money. They sending that money to me. They will ask me, do I want the check payable to me and the person doing the work? And because my house is paid for, I say, no, I want it to me. And a lot of times when it comes to the programs, they outsource them. I can make my own program, and I do. Put it together. And you can send them over there to Staples, Office Depot, a friend with a good printer, and you can print them because you're going to pay $1 and something per program. All I'm telling you is, it's not, they can't make you. That's just their practice. That's all I'm saying. But you do what you want to do. If you feel comfortable that you want them to look at your policy, then that's fine. But I'll sit down at a table and tell you, I'm paying cash. Now what you gonna do? And I can look at you and tell you, well, I got $5,000 policy right here. And you can say, but this funeral is costing $8,500. Who paying the difference? Me. You gonna give me a piece of paper to sign. I'm gonna sign off on your agreement. I'm gonna sign off on that billing form. She know what I'm talking about. As soon as she get through calculating it, I'm gonna sign it. I'm responsible. Whoever signs. Let me tell y'all something. Quit going to that funeral home with your brothers and sisters and stuff. If you do not want to be responsible, whoever signs is the one responsible for that bill. I'm telling you what I know. I did hair at funerals and stuff like that. I know what I'm talking about. I did my own aunties in 2022. Y'all know I went there. I went there and did my aunt hair and dressed her and everything. My auntie mama. I did my friend Mother Roberta. I done a lot of people. The dead ain't gonna hurt you. You be a little nervous at first. Now, it's hard for me to work on somebody, because y'all know I did hair for 30 years. It's hard for me when they've been in a car wreck. Like, it kind of bothered me when I went there because my cousin needed his hair cut. And I could see some stuff where they built it. That bothered me. But I knew my cousin wouldn't hurt me. I went to Atlanta. I sat in the floor and made his spray and everything, a Georgia Bulldog spray. I know what I'm talking about. I can't tell you if that funeral home ain't willing to work with you, then you have to go somewhere that if that's their policy, you got to go somewhere. But I know I don't have to show it. I don't have to. And a lot of times funeral homes, you don't have to worry about it anyway. They gonna still want you to pay them, but they got liability. Or else the funeral home would have been closed a long time ago. Because y'all know how we do. The funeral home will be closed a long time ago. We ain't paying them back. They so good to us to do that. The funeral home people are so patient with us and loving and caring. But as soon as we get what we want from them, we ask the food. And so if they didn't have liability insurance on their work, they wouldn't be in business. But I thank the funeral home. They so patient and kind, and they wait on us, and they see us through it. You know where we live now, they can't even do death in the family signs no more. You used to get them from your county or your city. They don't put them out no more. They don't come hang the wreath on the mailbox. They don't put that white wreath up there. They don't put death in the family no more. In the neighborhood, they don't do that no more. But I'm here to tell you, if a funeral home is not willing to work with you, you already going through. Go somewhere else. And if you know you ain't paid that funeral home, and they can look and see that you signed and you was responsible for the last family member's funeral, and the kids didn't pay, and you was the sister and you signed, then they can reject you. And that some funeral homes do. They reject you. I know a funeral home that did not. They had a funeral. It was closed casket because the body was still at the funeral home in a cooling freezer on the cooling board because they didn't pay them. So much, y'all. Look at this. Let me show y'all this one more time. I still got work to do, but ain't that cute? My tree, my little slender Roni turned out good, didn't she? My Santa Claus go up and down it. Eddie, I just mashed that thing for my Santa Claus. I wanted it to go up and down. See, ours don't play that. Our funeral home, we got a good funeral home director. When I tell you, see, I got all this to match. The plaid. But I don't have all my stuff. Let me show y'all. Let me get this going. Is it plugged up? Hold on, y'all. I don't. Oh, okay.
It just turns everything on. Abram and I want the easy way to turn it on.
See? We got this one at Oh, I thought we got this one from Cracker Barrel.
With the train set, which I can't find the train set. I gotta find the train set.
I gotta get my bulbs. I said I gotta get my bulbs. Because half of my stuff is not gonna be lit up. That can be lit up. Y'all, I got these at Dollar General. And I'm still working. I'm still working in here. I haven't got it like I want it yet. But I will have it right. Well, anyway, I'm not gonna keep y'all. I know I've been on here a long time, and I know I don't come back but once a day. And I wasn't trying to be smart, but I know how things were. I'm just getting started. I think we got one of them. Ours is Mac Eppinger & Sons, and it is an amazing funeral home too. And she works with you. And she understands that some people, they, let me turn around again. Let me show it to you from this far. Hold on. She understands that people have, let me zoom in. Look at him. I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to let you go. This is Monday. So listen, when it comes to using I want some of you all, you need to go back and order you some checks. I know this is going to sound crazy. You can turn that off for me, baby. You all right? Listen. You can turn the music off if you want to. Oh, no, I'm all right. I don't have to turn it off. We like Christmas music over here. You can mute, like, we listen to it over here. I can turn it on and I can turn it off, but we like it on. Like, this is it without the music on. But I like the music. Some of y'all, yeah, I still got it going. Let me turn it around. See? He's still going. He working on nothing. Look at him. He taking some lights up the tree. Go on, Papa. Yeah, you're right, Kim. I know you're right. Yeah. Thank you. Again, I cannot make you show me your policy. When you sign that bill of sale, you are responsible. You're the responsible party. That's all I'm going to say. Number two, they're not going to take my funeral home, my insurance check, and make it payable to the funeral home. I have to give written permission for that because I'm the beneficiary of that policy, and that insurance company will get in trouble. They just can't take your money. What I was going to tell you is what we need to do now. I'm going to get mine. I need some more. We need to get us some checks. You need checks and ledger books. Trust me when I tell you. There are two things I'm going to help you with. I need you to get a checks and ledger book. I also need you to go buy a family photo book. One that you can slide the pictures in. One that's made like a school book. I'm going to show you the one I'm talking about. I need you to get those. Okay? I'm going to do a demonstration for you. And I'm going to show you how you can save some money and how you can have some cash at home. Okay? I'm going to show you a few free steps. Free. I'm going to show you a few free tricks. This is trash too.
Oh, I'm not taking trash. I'm going to go get these bottles.
So, I'll show you. But get you some check. I got another package. Okay, her thing tore up. How did she break a ring light? You sure it's broke? It can be glued.
Gotta figure out a way to fix it. I'm just gonna get it out of the room for now.
Yeah, you can't tell me that they gonna make your check payable to no insurance, to no funeral home. They not. They gonna make that check. That check coming to you is for you to pay that funeral home. Okay? You got to sign some paperwork for them to take a percentage of that or all your money and give it to the funeral home. They ain't going to do that. Also, they also will pay you now for suicides. Insurance companies pay for suicides now. Okay? it used to be if somebody committed suicide that your policy was no good. It was null and void. Now they pay you for suicides. So quit thinking, oh, I got a policy and my son committed suicide, my daughter. It ain't no good. Yes, it is. You better go turn it in. They pay for them now. They don't hold that against you no more. Okay? A good 20 years ago, they didn't. Oh, okay. But they do now. I need y'all to order your set of checks with the ledger book. No. I know what I'm talking about. No. You don't have to wait 3 years. As long as you've had insurance on them for 2 years. As long as they live for 2 years after you took their policy out, they pay you. It's with anything. If you go right now and your mama got diabetes and she lives past 2 years, they will give you that full policy. But if you go take insurance out and your mama died from complications of diabetes or whatever, and it ain't been 2 years, they only gonna give you what you put into it. They're gonna pay you what you paid into it. They shouldn't state that no more, Francis Battles. Don't mess with what Pat saying. Oh. What time you coming back through? You gonna grab Avery something? Oh. Okay. It shouldn't state that. They pay for suicides. They've been paying, I guess, since 2015. So your policy shouldn't state that non-payment. I think they started doing that about around, yeah, they pay. Might have been earlier than that. They pay. And then you need a photo album, and then I'll tell you what size photo album. I'll show you. I got to go to Hobby Lobby. I'm going to show y'all how to save some money. All right? The problem with our debit card is that we use it and we don't use it and we don't write that down. Yeah. They pay for suicide, but it's 2 years the insurance has to be taken out. That's with everybody. That's what I'm trying to say, Mitzi Hertz. Anybody. If you take out a policy on me and I don't commit suicide, I got to live 2 years to get the full policy. That's with anybody. The person that you take the policy out on has to live 2 years. Not the beneficiary. How you gonna be dead and you getting it? The one that took the policy, whoever you took the policy out on, they got to live 2 years. It don't matter if they commit suicide. It don't matter nothing. In order for you to get, if you took $100,000 out on me today, I got to live 2 years from the time you took that insurance out in order for you to get the full $100,000. Other than that, they're going to just give you what you paid into your insurance. That's it. That's it, you know. But yeah, suicides is covered now. So if your payment says non-payment suicide, then you need to get that changed. It shouldn't be saying it today. That shouldn't say it. And all you get to understanding knowledge is power. And we don't have to sit here. We understand that there's nothing new under the sun. Well, why is your policy is a contingent policy until when? Contingent on what? Until when? Do y'all get what I'm saying? So, and when you hit that 2 year mark, there shouldn't be no contingency. Hey, Danae Grant, it shouldn't be. Y'all with me? See, so many times you don't have to keep letting people play in your face. Tell us about the savings. I can't tell you about it. I got to show you, and I'm going to go get the stuff to show you because I don't know your story. All right, and so I'm gonna have to come back and do that another time. That's why I said go ahead and order your leisure book, your ledgers, along with your, have your ledger book with your checking, and then I'm gonna show you what kind of photo album that I'm gonna use. Okay, so I gotta go get everything to do it for you. All right, because it looks to me like this day and age, especially our age group, we are more of the show me. I don't understand. Yeah, after 2 years, you shouldn't have a contingency. Existing health conditions, long as you don't die, 2 years, the contingency go away. Other than that, that's when anything, whether it's suicide, whether it's diabetes, whether it's a heart problems, whatever your problem is, you in some policies, some insurance companies, if you too far gone, they ain't gonna insure you for $5,000. And I'm gonna tell you another thing: if you got something right now that's pressing you, that's proof that you gonna die from it, they not gonna let you take no $1 million policy out. I can tell you that right now. Baby, if you gonna take $1 million policy out, you better get it while they're young. And ain't nothing wrong with them. If you want $1 million, call them and find out how much $1 million is. I would think on a baby, especially if your child is young, you probably be paying about $400 a month for $1 million policy. But it would be, get whole life. Get a whole life policy, and you'll be paying on it. And should something happen to you, your child can cash it in. But a lot of people are doing that. We could have been millionaires a long time ago. Some insurance companies do ask health questions. Some of them make you give them your weight. They make you go to a doctor to get a physical. They actually send the people out now to weigh you, do blood work on you, and everything. Yes, they do. They do ask you health questions. They ask you how much you weigh, how old are you, have you had any surgeries. They do all that now when you're taking out policies. So, now that's just if you want to be a millionaire. I mean, who wants that kind of money? But there's a lot of people, because of the way they live, some people get the insurance based on how they live. And if their family is accustomed to living a certain way, then they take out higher insurance. But there's so many things we are doing wrong. Number one, we got to let this stuff go that we got to have a new car. It's got to be a 2025. Baby, as soon as you pull it off the lot, it depreciates 3%. Why are you buying a new car and you struggling? Why you just didn't go buy you a 2019 or a 2020? It depreciated 3 to 5% when you pulled it off the lot. Why are we buying cars that's $100,000, $200,000, Maybachs $500 and $1 million? Most rich people drive Hondas that don't never tell. Get them a Jeep. Why do we drive cars that draw attention to us? Baby, whoever get my 2018 Buick out there, it ain't got but 60 little something thousand miles. I don't go nowhere. Then you got to deal with the maintenance. Cars have no value. You got a bunch of cars and you ain't got land. If you gonna do that, if you gonna go let somebody finance your car for $100 and something thousand, go buy you a house. Get you a house. Go get your house and flip it. We wasting too much money and we wasting too much time. Some of us will sit around here and pull up in a Maybach and renting an Airbnb. Half of these reality shows we watch, they famous, but they ain't got no money. And I'm not talking about insurance on your job. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just you taking out your own insurance. I'm not talking about what your job requires. I'm telling you, even if you call Aflac tomorrow, they'll send somebody out here and they're going to weigh you. They're going to ask you a series of questions and everything. And they're going to actually, you got to sign a piece of paper so they can check your medical records. So I'm talking about just you getting your own, not your company you work for. I'm talking about your own private life insurance. They do those things. Because I know when me and cousin, sister, friend, and I took all that stuff out, you know, and her, they came right over here. They brought their scales out the car. The lady weighed them and did everything like that. If you are an older person and you don't drive no more, sell that car so that you can cancel that car and that car insurance. That's one way you're going to save money. Sell that car. Number one, you're going to make money off of it. All right? Sell that car. And number two, you don't have that liability. You don't have that responsibility at all. You not only will you not have to deal with the insurance or if you had a car note. Sell that. And we got to do better. We can make it. We waste a lot. If you, what I was telling y'all earlier, I'm going to get ready to go. If you look at how much you pay for a cell phone, you could have had a computer or a laptop in your house. You could have had a tablet. That one little phone, $1,800. Now you got one for $1,800. Your two girls got one at $1,800 apiece. You locked in to pay that phone company for those phones. And when you go, they're going to extend a little more time on that phone, especially if they're running a promotional, so that they can get it. They're going to tell you, now, actually, you did get it last September, but you're not qualified until December. So we gotta think now. And then on top of that, if you got children and you sit around here and you don't pay attention, I'm even guilty. I play a little township game, trying to get my time together. I have to stop. Sometimes I be done spent $50 playing that game for the month. Yes, these iPhones, these Androids and iPhones are high. They not cheap. They not cheap at all. Checks. You know, the checkbook gonna come with the ledger, something you can keep up with what you spending, and then a photo album. A photo. I don't have. I'm on a short when I come back. So I'm getting ready to take this extra stuff over here. I gotta bake a couple of cakes tonight. I did those greens, so I'm just kind of taking it easy. I'm letting Queen do her stuff. Did you want to talk to them about any brownies or lemon squares before I get off? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back. What type of insurance is the best? Term, permanent, whole life. Whole life insurance. Term insurance, that's why it's called term. It's up to a certain point. Whole life is the whole life of you. Okay? And it comes with, you can cash it in. Okay? So, I'm going to have to go. Yeah, whole. It comes, you actually put in your money and you can see it. You can cash it in. Just say you got $100,000 on your baby when she was 1 year old. And now your baby in college, your baby could have $16,000 to $20,000 that she could cash it in if she didn't want to keep the policy. And I'm not, like I say, every funeral home has their own way of running it, but you cannot make me turn in my policy. You are not entitled to know how much insurance I got. All I have to do is sign and say I'm responsible for the bill. That's what I'm saying. they can't do nothing with your policy. Until those death certificates come back, they can take them and they can hold on to them for you. But they can't cash your policy without the death certificate. But they can look and see it. And then what ends up happening, depending on who working at your funeral home, somebody get to run in their mouth and get in the streets and tell people how much your policy was. So that's a good practice, you know. You see what I'm saying? Now, it just depends on who's in your area. I think there is some insurance companies that folded a long time ago. You know, I don't think Prudential Insurance is around no more. But you know, you got Farmers, you got Aflac, you got Geico, you got Liberty National. You got a lot of insurance. Liberty National been around forever. You know, so you got to watch your insurance companies too, because some of these insurance companies fold and you don't end up getting your money. But if they were like real big insurance companies, like back in the day, when they change over, they'll change over. AARP, somebody said. So, you know, listen. You need to get some type of insurance. You don't want to be a burden on your family in this world, and you don't want to be a burden on your family leaving out. And if you are not going to pay for that funeral, do not sign nothing sitting around that table. Because when you sign, that means the funeral home looks for you to pay. I don't care if that's her husband and she was going through. You give her time to pull herself together and tell her you got to sign for the funeral home. But if you her sister and you mess around and you sign that bill of sale, that funeral home going to say you signed for this funeral. I'm telling you what I know. It almost happened to me a long, long time ago. And something in my brain snapped. And I said, hold up. I'm not going to sign for her. I'm going to give her a minute to gather herself. And the funeral home director was telling me, are you going to sign for her? No. I said, because if I sign that paper, if I'm not mistaken, because I used to work for an insurance company, if I sign for her, even though, you know, her mind had snapped, I said, if I sign for her, you're going to come after me to pay this bill, correct? Well, whoever signs, I said, give her a moment. She just crying. I'm just here for support. I ain't signing no funeral. Give her a minute. If you don't mind, just give her a moment to pull together, you know, her thoughts. And once she pull her thoughts together, she gonna sign. Because I ain't gonna sign. I ain't signing. Just like ain't nobody come to the hospital and sign for this thing. I'm responsible. And I ain't gonna be responsible. Y'all better learn y'all stuff before y'all get in a world of trouble with these insurance companies. So that's it for me for now. No, what they did was they took my hand, and I don't have, but I cut part of my finger off at a bias. I cut it off at an angle. So in other words, this much of my finger is gone. Okay? All of that is gone. All of that. It looked like that. One whole side of that is gone. All the way into the nail, all the way into the where your nail, all the way in there is gone. I cut it at an angle. I cut all of that off. And so they had to take and put this mesh on there. They stuck a needle in there. Baby, you talking about hurt? I had to squeeze my husband. They stuck a needle in there to deaden it. Then she stuck it again. I said, I thought you said that big needle wasn't for me. She said, I'm sorry. Just close your eyes. And then she said, you got a high tolerance for pain. And then when they did that and it started to numb where I couldn't feel it, then she took this mesh and put it on there. And she put this stuff that they use called blood clot bonding, and they bonded my stuff so I would stop bleeding. It's blood clot bonding stuff. And then they got it, and I got a splint in there. Cause I be bending it like that inside, but they don't know it. But and then I gotta change this one, the dressing, and I think tomorrow I'll be able to come out of it just a little bit, and then I'll redo it. And I'm all right. I got a tetanus shot, and I gotta be more careful. It was just too much going on in the house. Avery was aggravated. And she all right. Avery is all right. You just got to learn how to deal with kids that's got autism. Amen. Gwen, look what they did. They sent this back to us. Oh, see what this is, Gwen. I think your post office sent this back to us. You gotta see who this one's is. Is that our stuff? I don't know. Turn it over.
No, somebody sent this to you.
Somebody sent me something? So anyway, oh no. I had a big cut. You don't know how big that knife was. I didn't look. But Avery was outside, and she was minding her business. And she was sweeping the sidewalk. And Kelby wanted her to sweep in the house. And I keep telling Kelby over and over, quit trying to use so much authority and aggression. Avery see, y'all don't understand what mental health is. A lot of people that don't understand it and get it, I'm with her all day. I know her limit. Okay, I was going to my bedroom looking. I know my baby's limit. And when she can't take something no more, and when it just don't make no sense, Avery gonna scream. Because she can't verbally get it out. And so that's when the neighbor saw all that, went outside, running and screaming. The neighbor called the police like it was domestic violence. It was just a mess over here. So with that being said, hopefully all will be well and she'll be okay. All right. And I have to, huh?
You want some children? No.
You gonna leave?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't take your stuff out?
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, okay.
I haven't popped them out yet.
I wish I would have went with you because I could have took them back to Hobby Lobby.
Oh, I don't want to have them. I'm going to get this food.
You going home?
I'm going to get this food.
Where's it at? That's what I'm saying. You live near Hobby Lobby. I could have rode with you and took that back. Don't that make sense?
We gotta make these cakes.
That's what I'm trying to say. I could have took that back. Cause I'm with you. To get the food. Unless you got something else you're going home to do. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come back, y'all. All right? I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all later. Honey.